Hey guys, Stephen Tony here, and I am back with a new video. And this is going to be another in my opinion, from the shelves entry. And it is going to be on The Detective, or Detective Belli, starring Franco Nero, which I believe was his second appearance in the Eurocrime genre. I believe the same year he did this, he also did a film. I can't recall its Italian title right now, but I know it was also known as the Mafia Story in some places. And yeah, and that's when he plays the cop role in this. Yeah, and basically he plays this private investigator slash investigator for the Immigration Bureau in the city the film is set in. Uh, and he's basically hired by this rich lawyer guy uh, to convince the lover of his son uh, to go to head back to England, and Nero's character Belli is told to use any force and persuasion necessary to do that. And while he's going through all this, he stumbles upon a dead body of a man who was central to uh, this, whole case. And pretty soon, he finds himself thrusted into this labyrinth of scheming, blackmail, all sorts of stuff, characters and situations sort of run into each other throughout, and Nero has to figure out uh, which out of all of the stories and evidence he's getting is the actual, results, of what he's looking into. This is a very well done film. It was directed by Romolo Guieri. I think his name is pronounced. Apologies if I butchered that, he was the uncle of Enzo G. Castellari, and he was a pretty decent director. He also uh, did Johnny Gargo's first western. Yeah, $10,000 for a massacre. Yes, he was a pretty well accomplished filmmaker. It was also based on a novel called, I believe, The Red Lipstick Killings or something like that. Uh, um, the title in Italian is kind of difficult to pronounce, but I believe a loose translation is the lipstick killings, or the lipstick murders. Uh, and it is a very a twisty turny type of film. It's the type you have to really pay attention to what the characters are saying, and all that. But it's a really well done film. I mean, you're constantly thinking to yourself, what the hell is that's all about. I mean, there's tons of red herrings in this, and here's Nero's detective caught in the middle of it, and he's got a bevy of suspects around him, you know, the like lawyer who's hired him, uh, the lawyer's wife, the lawyer's son, uh, the lover, a few other people, and a dead doctor. um, Essentially, like, yeah. And his character, Nero's, he's very much in tune with some of the cop characters you found in the film noir genre, which this is very heavily influenced by. Yeah, he's really like shifty in it. He's kind of out for himself the whole time. He hasn't got much scruples in the way of obtaining his information. And evidence. He beats up a lot of people. The few women he has to kind of seek information from. He slaps around. So he doesn't come off as a very likable guy, but as the film progresses, you kind of start to see that he has some grounds of what he will and will not do. He's he starts falling for the wife of the lawyer who hired him. And there's things he learns, he learns that not everybody is as innocent as they make out to be. There's all this other stuff happening throughout. There's literally red herrings among herrings in this thing. There's numerous suspects, numerous, it's goings on, it is, some of the most insane stuff, I've ever seen, happening in a film. And, and honestly, I was having, trouble keeping up with the, suspects and motives, because there's a point to where a photograph of of a nude woman with the face removed, that you think has a key element to everything happening, and then just other stuff starts to compile. And and Nairo's character is trying to earn as much money as he can out of all this, because he's kind of semi holding it over the heads of some of the suspects. I don't want to give so much away there, so but at some point he starts to get close, and he really has to think about how he wants to proceed and everything. And he's flanked by a pretty good supporting cast as well. The Brazilian Italian actress Florinda Bolkan plays the wife of the lawyer, and the aunt slash stepmother to the young man who Belli was initially hired to get out of a jam. And Bulkin's great in the film. She has some knowledge that that her nephew slash stepson is in trouble, and she also has the eerie feeling that that her former brother-in-law, now husband, had some involvement in her sister's death, which she believes wasn't accidental. In a fashion, and she plays up being the beleaguered wife, she cares deeply about the kid, but she's clearly not all that in love with the husband. So she's torn, are either of them really involved in all this? Are they victims? Are they the perpetrators? Yeah. And and Adolphus Celli, who all of us know as the main villain of the James Bond film Thunderball. He plays the lawyer, Mr. Fontana, who hires Nero's character, Belli, for the job. And all throughout, he gives off these vibes that he knows a lot more than what he's telling, but is also very open about what he can do if he is double crossed in any way. So I mean, you really don't know who's telling the full truth or not. So I mean, there's just blackmail after blackmail. Yeah, you know, and sorry if I am repeating that, but it is a big part of the story. So yeah, and another solid performance is of the actress Delia Baccardo, who plays the lover of the son, whose name is interesting enough, Sandy Bronson. She definitely has knowledge of what's going on, but she's being, evasive, and also, putting on a poker face, that she doesn't, really know anything about how the fella was murdered. And also, she tries playing up that the romance between herself and the son, is purely, just, erotic, that she isn't really in love with him, but she needs the money, he gives her. And then her character starts to change in a very, weird fashion as we learn more and more about her involvement, and that things may not exactly be what we, first thought they were. So very excellent direction by Guerrieri. I'm not sure if this is set in Rome or in another city in Italy that looks a little similar to Rome, but the setting is very beautiful. There's all these high-rise buildings. There's some highways involved, and just very quaint looking city. City, and the screenplay for this is also very well written. Plenty of good dialogues in there. how the red herrings are set up, and then executed, are very good, good, good. Um, the pacing for the most part, is done nicely. It can drag just a little slightly when Nero has to go back to suspects for a second and third interview views, and and it is a little boring, in some aspects, but then but the payoff and learning, you know, more info, as well worth it. So, uh, uh, yeah, the secondary and third interviews, can kind of I could feel slightly dragged, but otherwise the pacings are really good. It isn't boring for the most part. And the ending. Oh man, I had my suspicions from the get go of one character, but I was very much surprised by their reasons for why they had done what I like what they did. Yeah, I'm like, you may think like you have the exact idea of what's going on, but you'll be in for a pretty decent and unsuspected surprise, if you haven't figured it out already. That it is so yeah. I highly I recommend this film. It's really well done. Like I said, pacing, story, and characters are good. And yeah, I just had a really fun time trying to piece it together myself. So yeah, this particular edition of the film is unfortunately out of print. But there is a standard Amaray that I think is still available and worth picking up. So yeah, that is it for this overview slash review slash talk. I do hope you all enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comments. If you have seen the film, did you like it? Have you not seen it yet? And the video has made you curious to check it out. What did y'all like about the film? If you saw it, didn't like it, if you saw it, just leave any comments pertinent to the topic. Excuse me, below. And please give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel. And if you haven't already and would like to, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification button to check out more content like this. And thanks again for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. And take care, guys. Bye.